you're a parent that's trying to get healthy right now, I need you to hear this, because the fitness industry has historically fed us the complete wrong advice. It may not necessarily be your fault that you feel overwhelmed, tired, like you don't have enough time in the day to work, take care of your family, spend time with your family, and simultaneously get healthy. But it is your responsibility to figure out how to make it happen. That's just life. Because your health doesn't just impact you anymore, it impacts everybody in your house. Your kids, your partner, the future of your family in general. Hopefully this video changes everything about how you approach your health and fitness, and ultimately makes it easier for you to get in great shape for yourself and then for your family as well. First off, my name is Montel Harden, personal trainer, strength and conditioning, and sports nutrition coach since 2017. Over that time, we've worked with hundreds of clients, helping them drop body fat, build lean muscle, and get healthier than they've ever been. And the vast majority of clients that I've worked with have had families, have had busy, demanding careers, and there's just no clear blueprint on how to get your body in shape when you're juggling so much. The fact of the matter is, parenting can be kind of exhausting. At the time of this video, I have an almost 3-year-old and an almost 9-month-old. I'd be lying if I said that our sleep was on point and perfect, because it's not. I'd be lying if I said that my schedule always went exactly according to plan, exactly how I wrote it out. Rarely does. And I understand that if you have older kids, you have a whole different set of circumstances. You're taking kids to and from school or soccer practice, or picking them up from friends' houses, or whatever the case may be. Point is, you've got a lot on your plate, and a lot of times that can take all of the extra mental and physical and emotional energy you might have after the work day, or after just a day of taking care of the family. The typical influencer advice of, meal prepping every single meal, getting in the gym 5 to 6 days a week. You've probably tried that before, and you probably burnt out just as quick as you started, probably in a week or two. And then you have the guilt trip of when you actually, start trying to carve out time for the gym, or carve out time to eat better, or whatever the case may be. Oh, am I being selfish? Like, am I focusing too much on me? I know, my kids need me to do this, or I need to be around them to do that, or my husband or my wife, they want to see me after work, or they want to spend time with me, or whatever the case may be. And it can be very easy to feel like just the act of getting your body in better shape, cultivating healthier habits, just that act alone is so selfish and self-serving that you just almost feel bad doing it, even though you should feel good. But I want to debunk that right now. You cannot pour from an empty cup. And so many of us, moms, dads, we are constantly trying to give everything to everybody around us, not just our family, but our coworkers, our business, our friends, our extended family. And you end up burning out, feeling like it's impossible for you to get ahead on the things that you need to prioritize, because nobody else can improve your health for you. This is one of those, you can outsource a lot of things. You can outsource getting the yard mowed. You can outsource getting the cars clean. You can outsource getting the house clean. You can outsource somebody to watch the kids, but you cannot outsource getting your body healthy, because you have to eat the food. You have to do the workouts. So the only way for you to get it done is for you to give yourself the permission, give yourself the bandwidth, give yourself the opportunity to actually make it a part of your schedule and a part of your life, because nobody else can do it for you. And there is a little bit of selfishness needed in order for you to be the best version of yourself, in order for you to be the happiest version of yourself. You do have to do some things for yourself, sometimes some things by yourself, and getting your body in health in order is one of the biggest things, because only you can do it. So let's talk about what actually works as a parent, especially if you've got kids similar to my age range. First off, you want to simplify the plan, but don't shrink your goal. A lot of times we can think to ourselves like, oh, well, my days of being in great physical shape are over. Like, that was, a long time ago, or that was before I had kids, or that was before, I took the promotion, or I started the business, or whatever. And then we kind of just chalk it up as something like, oh, well, I wish I was able to do that, but now I'm not. Like, those days are over. Like, that is absolutely untrue. That is a toxic mindset to be in. And you don't want to think that way. Like, whatever your health goals are, whatever your fitness goals are, like, do not shy away from that. Just figure out a more simplified a more practical game plan and approach to actually make it happen. You don't need 90-minute gym sessions. You need simple wins that you can repeat day in and day out. I like to call these 30-minute habit blocks, whether that be 30 minutes to prep and cook a meal, 30 minutes to get a walk in, 30 minutes to get a lift in. Like if you can kind of time block, like, hey, I got 30 minutes 3 times a day where I'm going to do 3 different things for my health. And on the nutrition side, on the cardio side, and on the strength side, or on the mobility side, if you need to add that in a few days a week. Like if you can kind of adopt these 30-minute habits to integrate into your life, it'll make it so much easier psychologically and practically on your calendar to actually facilitate these things and get them done. Consistency is always going to beat intensity when your life is more hectic and intense. Like you need things in place that you can do, whether you guys are on vacation, whether you're gearing up for the new school year, whether you just had a new baby be born and you guys are running on fumes. Like you want to make sure that you have a, what I call foundational bare minimum standard in place that allows you to consistently keep your body in great shape. Because we don't want to just, lose a quick 30-40 pounds and then gain it all back as soon as life gets a little bit busy. We want to be able to create that transformation and then have a minimum standard that allows us to maintain that transformation. Secondly is to protect your energy. The most important thing that you will ever have when it comes to your health is going to be your energy. It's going to be how you're able to show up in the world. It's going to be how you're able to execute a workout, how you're able to, have a conversation with your kids or your spouse or your coworkers, or how you're able to think through a problem. Our energy is arguably the most important thing that we have. And there are so many things that we allow to suck and zap and drain the energy out of us. Social media, OPPs, or other people's problems tend to be the 2 biggest things that we allow to just become time sucks and energy drains. And they suck up so much time and they suck up so much mental bandwidth from us. Those are the things that like you probably want to start trying to limit and replace with those 30-minute habit blocks that I talked about earlier. So want to try as best as you possibly can to prioritize your sleep, prioritize water intake, prioritize quality nutrition, because all of these things are going to feed into your energy. They're going to feed into your body's ability to do the things that you want it to do, because the energy is always going to be the catalyst for getting up and getting a workout in, for the foods that you crave and that you decide to eat, for whether or not you get up and get a morning walk in before work, or you hit the snooze button and you roll into work on 2 wheels. Like your energy will predicate everything else you do. So you want to make sure that you have systems in place to keep it as high as possible. And that doesn't mean caffeine, pre-workouts. Like you want natural energy. You want sustainable energy that doesn't require concoctions and supplements and all those different things. And sleep, hydration, and nutrition are going to be the biggest catalyst for that, along with moving your body as much as you can. You might feel like you don't have the energy right now to work out. You probably feel like you don't have the energy to watch this video. I promise you, once you get your body moving more, energy is cyclical. People think of energy as a battery, like from 0 to 100%, but it's really more like a flywheel. The more energy you expend, the more energy your body will provide. And I'm talking about physical, intentional energy. I'm not talking about mental energy. Mental energy is a different thing. And mental energy does have a battery. But physical energy is cyclical. It's a flywheel. And the more you expend, the more you get. And the more you get, the more you expend. And eventually you'll get to the point where you're able to handle 2-3 times more things throughout the course of a day and feel fantastic, because your energy is so high, because your metabolism is ramped up, because you've built more lean muscle, because you're more active. Like all of these things are going to dramatically improve the quality of your life, the quality of your health, and the quality of your body and the man or woman that's looking back at you in the mirror. And then lastly is going to be to involve your family. This is one that potentially controversial, because I think that, over the last almost 10 years of coaching so many men and women in this exact same situation, it's common for you to think like, let me get myself together first, and then I'll try to involve everybody else. But that really doesn't work, because either everybody is going to be on board or nobody's going to be on board. That doesn't mean that everybody is going to be on board at the level that you're on board, but that does mean that you can't come in and be fighting a fight with everybody in your house in terms of you're trying to eat one way, but people are bringing in fast food, they're bringing in sugary, fried, greasy foods every single day. You're trying to work out and nobody wants to make time for it. Like, you can't literally fight against the people in your household. So you have to at least be able to come to some sort of common ground. Let's try this for our spaghetti tonight. Let's take a walk after everybody gets home instead of going to Netflix. Let's go to that hiking trail or rent out some bikes and, bike downtown or bike at the local park instead of, going out to eat for lunch like we normally do. Like, you need to start integrating opportunities to move your body or integrate opportunities for everybody to get a slightly healthier meal in. Like, it doesn't have to even be extreme. If you can shave a couple hundred calories off for you guys' breakfast, a couple hundred calories for you guys' lunch, and a couple hundred calories for you guys' dinner, you now have the caloric deficit you need to drop around 50 pounds of body fat in a year. Like, I promise you, it doesn't take much. And that's why I'm so passionate about this, because everybody else on YouTube and Instagram or wherever wants to make it seem like it's such a complex thing. Like, you can only do it with this specific concoction of supplements or this specific order of exercises, or you need to do this and this and this. But like, no, just shave a couple hundred calories off a few meals a day, add a couple hundred calories of activity through training, doing a workout for 30 minutes, walking with your family 30 minutes after you guys all get home. Like, I promise you, this stuff will do wonders. And this will be the stuff that you can sustain as you have the new baby, or as the kid is in a bunch of high school stuff after school, or work gets crazy busy. Like, you want something that you sustain on autopilot, that is a part of you and the household's life. And these are the type of things that help you accomplish that. One of my clients, Charity, is actually a perfect example of this. She lost 40 pounds in 6 months, got off of blood pressure medication, regulated her thyroid health. We just did a lot of stuff hormonally that really helped her out. And she didn't go it alone. Both her husband and her son were consistently getting in steps with her after work to make sure that she was able to hit her step goal. They were willing to try the healthy recipes that she put together, but she wasn't trying to do anything crazy. Like, she was just taking the foods that they already ate all the time and doing exactly what I said, shaving a couple hundred calories here, a couple hundred calories there, a slight swap here, a slight swap there. More focus on, drinking water during the meals instead of grabbing a juice or a soda every single time or something like that. And she made tremendous progress in 6 months' time, just swapping up these things, getting the family involved, and prioritizing her health as a mom. And even though she did face that kind of pull and tug of feeling selfish at first, what her husband said about her and how much she inspired him and how much better she was looking, and the improvements in her energy and her confidence that he was noticing, and even her son racing her down the street and being like, oh my God, I can't believe you actually did that with me at 12, 13 years old. That's the first time in her life she was actually able to do something like that. And that only happens because she was selfish. It only happened, those moments with her son only happened because she was selfish. That moment, or that kind of newfound experience with her husband, where she was kind of able to breathe this new level of confidence in herself that made her husband more confident and attracted and proud of her, that only happened because she was selfish. So sometimes you got to be a little self-centered. Sometimes you got to prioritize yourself a little bit more so that you have a more full cup that you can pour from for everybody else. So that's it. I just wanted to rant really quick. I talk to probably several parents every single day that have either demanding careers or demanding lives at home, and your health typically always goes on the back burner because you've been so conditioned to not prioritize yourself. And part of being a part of a family is sacrificing for everybody else around you. And part of that is true. Like, sacrifice is a real thing. I think across the board, not just the parents, but I also think that the kids, or at least for our kids, they'll understand sacrifice and compromise and, doing things for the greater good of the household as opposed to just yourself. All of those things are true, but that doesn't mean that there is no avenue, no path for you to take care of yourself, take care of your body, take care of your health, have the confidence that you want, have the energy that you want, have the health and the longevity that you want, live the life that you want. You can still have all those things and be selfless, loving mom and dad, husband, wife to your family. So that's it. Hopefully you got value out of this. If you're dating, like, hey, you know what? I need the game plan, man. Like, I've been trying to figure this out on my own for so long and I haven't. Awesome. Click the second link down in the description. Submit your metabolic profile. That's going to give us all the info we need around you, your schedule, your goals, what you're struggling with. And we're going to create a tailored game plan where I walk you through exactly what we would do to take you from where you are now to getting you in the best shape of your life and healthier than you've ever been. So click the second link down in the description to grab that. And if you got value here, make sure to like, subscribe, turn notifications on, and send this to another mom or dad you know that needs to prioritize their health. And I will see you in the next one.